Hey guys, what is happening? Welcome back to the channel with me, Donny Mayhem. So, I've promised to try and do some sort of build video now for ages, and the reason is the build just keeps changing. So, as you can see now, I'm still basing it on some sort of like a speed build for AMARA. So before I was just using like, you know, your recursions and what's it called, the Cutsman, along with like the spiritual driver class mod and the phase slam, where you wouldn't actually hit the enemies with your phase slam. You would literally just use it to keep running fast and things like that. But with this one, I kind of missed the PHASECAST. As you can see, I'm using that now, and because of this build, how I have it set up, your action skill regen's quite quick anyways. Now I'm still using the spiritual driver class mod, but as you can see, I'm still getting the big benefits of moving really quickly without having to just spam the phase slam all the time, or the phase grasp, sorry, should I say, without having to spam that all the time. And I find that a lot more helpful because the PHASECAST, don't forget, it's quick and easy to use, and you get the 250% damage buff on a lot of the weapons, which I use quite a bit. And since I switched to this, I found Mayhem 4 a lot easier. I mean, well, it wasn't mad hard before, but like now, I just find it so much more easier, like these kind of gunfights, especially when you've got some good guns to go with the build as well. But I still do love absolutely running around really quickly. In fact, now when I use other characters and they're moving slow, it kind of annoys me a little bit. But no, I do like this build at the minute, so let me just take you through it quite quickly. So I'm taking a bit from each skill tree. I don't actually go down to the bottom on each one. Now, for the record, I'm not saying that this is the best. I'm not even saying it's an amazing build or any good build. It just suits me. I'm still a bit unsure of it because I miss certain things like sustainment. But let's start off. So I'm on PHASECAST skill tree to start with. PHASECAST is the main one. Now you can switch between any element you want at any time by just going to your manage loadout and unequipping that to go back to your designated one, which is shock, or you could literally just flip between incendiary or corrosive. So on here, my main goal was to get down to transcend, have that 3 out of 3, and have that 5 out of 5 restless, so your action skill cools down quick. And these 3 are just dispersed across there, you know, just to use them. I had 3 out of 3 on fast hands. The elemental skill tree, I had 5 out of 5 and 5 out of 5 on the elementals, Tempest and Anime, because I'm only going to be running elemental guns, and that only helps the cause. I also have status effect just spreads, just because I needed to put the point somewhere, and I suppose it always helps. So we have deep well, because why wouldn't you want 20% magazine size with elemental guns? And I have 2 on indiscriminate, purely because I do use the recursion still now and again, because in certain areas the recursion is still game breaking, so that's why I've got that one on. Last but not least, we have this skill tree, the phase slam kill tree. So up close, I think is a must, especially when you're running really fast, because you can do a trick where you run really quick after using your action skill and kind of jump forward at an enemy and start firing just as you get close, and you can melt some enemies with it. It's really cool. I have some health regen perks here, as you can see, 2 in Samsara, 2 in Clarity, and Helping Hands I just have 1 in, and it's being helped by the class mod that I'm running. And mindfulness, of course, everyone's favourite. This is where I'm running really fast from. And I have the arms deal because I like a few of the splash weapons like the Wester gun and the Craps, and the nuke them now and again. And, you know, that's just extra damage for me. So, onto the gear. The Wester gun I tend to keep on at most times because I still think it's one of the best SMGs in the game, especially a binary variant. You're doing really big damage. It has good splash damage as well. That's why I run that, split between that one and a PHASECAST one here, which does 250% damage. The Craps is something that I swap out for the Lenoge now and again. The Craps is a really good weapon if you haven't found it yet, and I got a good PHASECAST drop on it, 250%. And it's the same with the Lenoge. I've bragged about this weapon before, saying how cool it is. Now I've got a PHASECAST variant, and this is my boss melting gun. It melts most of the bosses in the game really quickly. The recursion, as you all know, is a monster at crowd control, and it currently pretty much breaks the game if you hit them right and you have the right damage. The Masher is a new weapon put into the game that you can get through the story mode in the DLC, and it's really impressive. Its critical hit damage is insane. The stats don't do it justice. It fires really fast. Plus, it's corrosive. It's an elemental Jacobs. Why wouldn't you want it? It's mental against robots and anything really corrosive. The Transformer I still stick on, and if you flip between to your shock with AMARA combined with the Spiritual Driver, you'll pretty much constantly heal your shields with this. Plus the absorb chance is fantastic. The grenade doesn't really matter with me. I don't really use it. It's just for the anointed bonus of corrosive, and I flip that out to anointed bonus of shock or incendiary, whichever I'm using. Excuse me. And finally, the projector, as we all know, is a must for this kind of a build. So whenever you're suffering an elemental effect, you increase your damage with that same element. Mine is an insane 183% buff, which is just unreal. And lastly, the Spiritual Driver, as you all know, if you need one of these, pop over on Mayhem 4 to Necrotafeo and farm Silvestro, and hopefully he'll drop you one of these, but it's not a common chance, let me tell you that. So obviously the purpose of the Spiritual Driver is to help you move really, really quickly, and obviously, you know, you're going to be dealing element to yourself wherever your element is. So in this case, I'm currently corrosive, so every time I use my ability, I deal corrosive damage to myself. Hence why guns like the Robo Masher, the Linoge, and my Wester gun, they do really, really good damage after I use my action skill. And combine that with moving quickly, and it just makes it really, really fun. It's great for farming, so like certain longer farms like Silvestro and Atomic, where you've got to run through quite a part of Necrotafeo, it's done in seconds with this build, because obviously you're running really fast. But the advantage is with this, as opposed to using just the bare phase grasp build where people are just constantly spamming the phase grasp, is that you can still get your phase cast bonuses with this. And look, you can see now it's already recharged, ready. Fire that, and my weapons are still going to be doing the damage now because of the anointed phase cast. It just works for me. I'm really enjoying this build at the moment. I don't have trouble with many bosses. I've taken it through the Malawan takedown raid, and it just suits me. As I said, it might not be for everybody, but guys, that is my build. I'm sorry it's taken a while to come out. I've been chopping and changing it. I'm sorry it's such a long-winded video and my annoying voice hasn't shut up, but I'm going now. That is it. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you enjoyed the video, drop me a like, hit a subscribe, let me know how much you hate me in the comments and how much you hate my build, and I'll catch you guys next time.